fish and chips. It has effectively three core ingredients: the potato, the batter, and the fish. Then we'll start with the fish. So what we have here is Norwegian cod loin, and what we do here at the embassy when we make our fish and chips, and we make a lot of fish and chips, is we're going to brine the fish. And now what that does is it firms up the cod meat, and it also helps to season the fish from the inside. So we've got a 10% brine, 10% salted water, cold, and we're just going to submerge the cod loins into the brine and let it sit there for half an hour. The second component is the potatoes, the chips. Russet potatoes are the best for French fries because they get crisp on the outside and soft in the middle. It does take some preparation to get that done right, and I'll show you that a little bit later. The final element will be the beer batter. 1,000 ways of doing it. What we do is very, very simple. It's just half plain flour, half self-raising flour, and beer, and a little bit of salt and pepper. The only thing we do here differently is we add the flour to the beer, not the beer to the flour, and that makes it a lot lighter, doesn't develop the starch, and it gets a smoother batter. Okay, so now we've got our nice equally cut, equally shaped potatoes, and we're just going to sit them in water and rinse off the extra starch. A nice little bit of salt to help season the potatoes, and cook for about 7 minutes until they're just tender. So the next step in this process is we're just going to let these air dry. A little salt just whilst they're still wet to absorb into, and then we're going to freeze them. Once they're frozen, we'll start the three-cook process. So we'll dip them in the fryer at 370, get them nice and crispy, take them out, back in again at 350, take them out, and then the final time just before we serve. The most traditional way of eating fish and chips has got to be done in the newspaper wrapper. Not allowed to do anymore, sadly, but my childhood was spent walking around the fish and chip shop for my mum and pa to get a couple of bags of fish and chips for our dinner on a Friday. So this is what it is. Old newspaper, portion of fish, and lashings of malt vinegar. And that's how you would get them. So when we get requested to make fish and chips for the ambassador and his guests, obviously we can't use the fish and chip battered. So this is how we would dress it to make it a little bit more bougie. The final and classic accompaniment to the fish and chips is mushy peas. Mushy peas were added in World War II, and it was a dry split pea, and it was grey and grainy, not appetizing at all. So what I do here is I make a puree of frozen peas. It's sweet, it's smooth, it's green, and goes beautifully with the cod. A little potato chip jenga, our pea puree, and again, a little salt, and the malt vinegar. Fish and chips.